Hello and welcome back. First of all, I want to say a big welcome and thank you to all the new subscribers who have come onto the channel after seeing the video interview I did with Dave Mack on No Carb Life earlier this week. Now, if you looked at the description of the channel, you'll see that I've kind of looked at 3 different areas, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of my background. Okay, so I've had close to 50 years in the, I know it's a long time, in the health, wellness and beauty arena. I mean, going back really early in my life, I was in the fashion industry, I was a model. I'm going back right into the 70s, okay? I did have a beauty therapy center that was very progressive for its time. It was very based on natural remedies that I would use in treatments and so forth. That was in Melbourne. I've also had a lot of experience with founding my own schools in vibrational medicine, obviously running raw food retreats over the years, and facilitating workshops. A lot of teaching experience, a lot of accrued personal experience from working with so many people over those years. So yeah, so that's where I come from, and at this time in my life I want to share a lot of the wisdom. And the other side of that is because, I have a lot of memory and comparison from when life was a lot different some 30, 40, 50 years ago. So I want to share those things with you. All right, so today I want to talk about something which is often overlooked by people as to the source of exhaustion, feelings of just despair, irritation, disappointment, anger, frustration, these kind of emotions that can accompany people throughout their day. And as I said, it's often overlooked as to the source of this. Now, we're living in a time, and I've mentioned this before, where there are not only people vying for our attention, we have social media, all media is vying for our attention. We're in a world of algorithms, the digerati, where capturing you, your attention, your energy is the number one goal. Because if they can take that from you, then you become depleted. Now let's just have a little analysis of what goes on when we come to the end of a day. We've lived a full day. We're probably feeling a little tired. We've had our meal. We've gone to relax. Most people go onto their devices, or they're watching a screen, a television, a screen of some kind. And so then they go to bed and they don't sleep as well. Now, insomnia, poor sleep is up there, number 1. Number 2 is digestive issues. But these are 2 things that people present with that are really bothering them. And so what happens once we do get to sleep? Our bodies go about clearing out the trash, I say, for the day. There is an enormous amount of work taking place inside our bodies, repairing, regenerating, and also filling up our reservoirs of important hormones that we're going to need for the upcoming day. Okay? And so when we wake up in the morning, our bodies have gone through this process, they've all been reset, the levels have all been lifted back up to what was used the day before, and they're replenished and ready to go. Now, what do most people do when they wake up? In this time we're living in, the majority of people will roll over and reach to the side for their phone, turn it on, and before they even sit upright, sometimes they have their phone in front of them, their eyes are fixated on this screen, and they're reading maybe comments from family members, groups on Facebook, different media platforms. It could be Instagram, all kinds of things. Plus, they're probably just looking at the headlines of the day, what is going on around the world, all contained in a couple of sentences, usually with the words fear, fears of this happening, fears are held for this, all this kind of language is all designed for one thing and one thing only. And that is to take from you what belongs to you and what's all just being reset for you to start your day. Okay? So that you have a full tank. And in particular, I'm going to talk about dopamine. Dopamine is that feel-good hormone that we all love, we all are trying to get, that floods our bodies and gives us lovely feelings of well-being. Now we are, by picking up these phones, fixating on them for several minutes, absorbing these words, these images, we are unwittingly giving our power. It's a source of power for us because, you know, dopamine has been, as I said, ready to go. It's what we're going to need for the day to keep us in uplifted, you know, balanced kind of way in how we conduct ourselves through the day. And so what we're doing is, by beginning our day fixating on these negative images, words, we're giving this source of dopamine to the media, to whatever is on this screen that's creating a reaction inside our body, an emotional reaction. I mean, how many times have we looked at a headline and, you know, been surprised at whatever they're trying to tell us, some criminal activities taking place, someone got murdered here, some war's broken out here, there's division going on that's creating, you know, all this kind of violent behavior, and it, you know, this is all what is programmed for us to be fed on, because literally it is an energy that is feeding upon us. And so people wonder why they then, a couple of hours later, start to feel frustrated, irritated, disappointed. Anger arises in them as they go about their day and they interact with all these different people and have all these situations that they find themselves in. They're carrying these feelings, which tends to attract more of those feelings because the situations are being duplicated from the inside out. How? Well, not only have we lost the cylinder, let's just use the cylinder of dopamine, it's now gone down to about half. So our capacity to feel good has been siphoned out. Okay, we've only got this much left. So we're starting to feel a bit exhausted, you know. This irritation, this frustration that's, you know, lingering around, building in our bodies, is sucking this energy up. And we don't have enough for all the pleasurable things we want to do. Why? Because we're starting to feel tired. We're feeling exhausted. The despair that we picked up this morning is now creating this rumination of a feedback loop, if you like, in your mind. All of a sudden your thoughts are going to the family member that you disagreed with yesterday and it didn't go down well. They then, there was things unfinished. And so you're going through this in your mind. You're playing back the scenario. You're playing back the words you would have liked to have said. Then you switch over roles and then you say something and then they respond in the way you would have liked them to. So all your energy is taken up at that particular moment, is focused in on playing these scenes back, which are producing tightness in the body, fear. Why can't they understand my point of view? Frustration. Why did they cut me off? Why couldn't I have spoken about this, that, the other? Why does this feel incomplete? Blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. You talk about this with yourself as you do. And it is the biggest source of energy sapping that is taking place that people have become so unaware of. Now, there's two things that, as I said, will sap your energy. And it's what goes into this mouth, what's swallowed and taken into your body. This will impact on your levels of energy through the day and how you feel, as well as what your mind gets to focus on. Those two things are what's determining how you feel and how you go about your day, what state you're in. Like I said, if we're starting off the day with these images, these words, whatever, we're in a state where there's agitation that can rise very easily. We're not in a very grounded, very emotionally mature way of looking at things in the world. We're in this triggered, reactive part of responding. So often people come to me, they talk to me, and I'm tiredness. Tiredness is the number one thing, as I said, that people find they cannot muster the energy that they need for the activities they want to do that are pleasurable. And when you understand that this is why it's been siphoned out of you just from the day, it's the same with what you put in. If you start your day with a sugary meal, you will be wanting more of that sugary meal in another form within 2 to 3 hours later, because the sugar, as we know, is a poison, and it immediately will elevate your insulin and start messing with the way it goes up and down and is regulated. So you get this spike and a false alertness, if you like, at the expense of the energy of your body, because the sugar's stealing it. And then you get the letdown. So combine that with the mind that starts to run amok, and sugar will do that. It will also perpetuate more anxiety purely because of those insulin spikes. So what I want to share today, if you can start to be very mindful of what you expose yourself to first thing as you open your eyes in the morning. Instead of reaching for the phone, put it away, take it out. Start to build these reservoirs up and protect them. Well, they're built up, but protect these reservoirs of dopamine that have been gifted to you to start the day. You protect that because it belongs to you, and you don't let anyone take it from you. Any image, any words, or anything, you keep it. And so the best thing is not to expose yourself to all these things going on, because it will emotionally affect you. So start the day focusing on how you want to spend the day. Maybe you want to go for a walk. Do that. If the thought comes in, do it. Maybe you want to write down how you're feeling, all these kind of things that you feel you want to put onto paper, express. Maybe you want to write down an idea you have about something that you feel passionate about. It could be anything. Don't give that energy that is there for you to use away to other people and to other things. Okay? And be very mindful of what you start your day with and what you put in your body. Now, I as you know, I advocate high fat. So a zero carb, because it's just brilliant. It's rebuilt my body and it puts me in a great zen space. I sometimes start the day with a couple of eggs and a big chunk of butter to go with that. Then I'll have some pork fat, a slice of pork belly, or a little piece of steak with that. And within an hour or two, I'm totally satiated. I don't think about food again, possibly till the end of the day. So what you start off your day with will determine the type of day you're going to have. The power to do that is all within you. Are you going to retain the power that's gifted to you, that's within yourself, and use it to focus on what you want to bring into your life? Okay? Or are you going to be the tap that you turn on and anything around you and outside of you can just siphon all that energy out? Take it from you, steal it, so that you're left depleted, exhausted, and fed up sometimes with life, okay? Because you keep getting the same things repeating every day. So in order to change, you must start changing how you start your day off. Health creation begins with your imagination. Health and wellness, and wealth creation. Passion creation into a material force that you see starts all with your imagination. Okay, so that's what I want to impress upon you today, how important it is to not give away these wonderful resources that you begin your day with. Okay, they belong to you. Okay, we'll see you again. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.